Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Viewers Tech Finder. Today we are going to see second half of the control statements. In the second half we will cover loops, different types of loops like a for loop, while loop and do while loop, and what is a break statement and continue statement, and different types of comments like how we can write comments in our Java code, and some hands-on exercises on loops. First one is for loop. This for loop is used to run a particular block of code for several times in a program. This for loop is used when we know the number of iterations, like how many times we need to run the code. If we know the number of iterations or it is fixed, then we will use for loop. This for loop of different types: simple for loop and for each or enhanced for loops and label for loop. For a simple for loop, it will consist of four parts. Those are initialization, the condition, statement, and increment or decrement of the loop. The syntax for basic for loop is given here. See, this I equal to 0 is the initialization, I less than n is the condition for that loop, and this is the code which is included in this flower braces is the statement what will like execute, and this I plus plus is the increment part of this for loop. Next one is for each or enhanced for loop. Basically, this for each loop is used on arrays or collection for the simple for printing the data in a simple way. Here the advantage is we need not to use that increment part of that for loop. No need to give the increment. When we use for loop and when we use for each loop is, suppose if you want to traverse through each and every object present in that array or collection, we will go for each loop. And for loop, if you want to like a particular increment of operations, like a particular increment we need to do, like for each two values or each three values we need to do, then we will go for loop. Yet the syntax of for each loop is like, for example, if you have an array with these four values integers, here first we need to give the type, like what type of objects is present in that array, and like a variable we need to give to represent that each objects, and from which array we have to, like from which array or which collection we need to get that values, we need to give the collection or array name here. Then it will traverse through each and every object and it will do the code what we have written here. Next is the label for loop. Generally this label for loop, like we will use, like suppose in our program we have some like 10 to 15 loops. For a particular condition we need to break some loop. For that we will use these labels to find out easily for the breaking of that loop. Here, this is the basic syntax of this loop. Like on the top of that loop, we will give the name, we will give the name, I mean label for that particular loop. And next one, infinite loop. Like if you want to run a loop infinitely, we will use this infinite loop. The syntax for this infinite loop is inside that for no need to give any initialization, condition or increment. Just if you give a double like a semicolon, double semicolons inside that for loop, the loop will run infinitely until the user interrupt the loop. We can use Control C to terminate the program to exit from that loop. Next one is while loop. This while loop is used when we don't know the number of iterations, like how many times that particular code should run. If you don't know the particular iterations count, we will use this while loop. The syntax for this while loop is like while, inside the bracket we will give the condition. Based on that condition, the code inside that loop, like it will enter the loop and it will execute the code. And here we will give the increment. further. For loop, like in this brackets itself, we will give the increment in the while loop. Like before closing that while curly braces, we will give the increment there condition. Like if you want to build a while infinite loop, just give the true in the place of condition. If it is true, the loop will execute continuously. Here also use Control C to exit from that loop. Next one is do while loop. In the name itself, it is like a do while loop. Before checking the condition itself, like it will first execute the code which is present in the do block. This will like the main usage of this one is like if you built a menu driven program, like how we seen in the earlier videos, like if we built a menu driven program, there we'll use this do while loop, because before like we need to present that menu to the user. That's why even the condition is fail or like pass, I mean while true or false, it should display the menu first. Then based on the condition what user selected, it will perform the operation. First it will execute the code and it will come to the condition checking here in the while. Next one is break statement. This break statement is used to stop the execution of a loop like immediately, like once this break statement is met. If you remember in the earlier video while we are discussing about a switch statement, there we have used the break statement in each case to stop the execution of the program once the requirement is satisfied. It will directly like terminate the program and it will print the output till before the break. If you use this like a break statement inside for loop, I mean like if you have a nested for loops, in the inner loop if you use the break statement, it will only affect that inner loop. It won't show any effect on the outer loop in the loops. Then it is next one is continue statement. This continue statement is used like if suppose if you are printing a series, like if you don't want like print a particular value, suppose if you are printing values from 1 to 10, if you don't want to print a 5 or 6, like we will give the condition if that particular value equal to 5, then if you use the continue statement, then immediately like it will skip all the code what is after the continue statement and it will go to the loop again and it will like run the loop once again. That is the use of this continue statement. This continue statement is also we can use with the all kind of loops. Next, comments in Java. Like when we see the code, there should be like some documentation or some comments like it should tell us like what is that particular line is about, the brief summary of that particular line. Three different types of comments are there, like a single line comments and multi-line comments and documentation comments. The single line comments and multi-line comments like we can directly use in our code. For this documentation comments, like when we these documentation comments are used to create the API documentation for that code. For normally like if you want to create this API documentation, we need to compile our code with the Java doc tool. Then only these comments will be executed. Once we like if you compile the code with the Java doc tool, a HTML file will be created in the directory where your code is saved. There you can see the documentation of that particular program what we have written. Now we will see some hands-on on these loops. First one is the basic for loop. Here I have initialized a variable I and I have used this I here. Instead of initializing here, we can directly initialize inside the loop also. See, int, we can comment out this first line. Now see, directly like inside the loop itself, we can initialize the variable as well. Now if we just print, it will print the values from 0 to 9. Because here we have given less than. If we given less than or equal to, then it will again run the loop for the I equal to 10 also. If you given less than only, then it will print only 0 to 9. Next one is this enhanced for loop. Here I have taken an array name numbers. I have given few values in that array. As per the syntax, first we need to give the type of that array, like it is the integer, and we need to like take a variable to represent the values. Here I have taken it as value and array name, from which array we are referencing that. Then it will print all the values. See, every value is printed in a new line because of this print ln. If we use print, then it will print in a single row itself. See, if we want space, we can add here, otherwise no need. Now, the nested for loop. Nested for loop in the sense like for loop inside a loop. Here first it will check this like a k equal to 1, k less than or equal to 5, k plus plus. Once it is true, k less than or equal to 5, it will enter into the next loop. Again, here it will check like j initialize, we have initialized j equal to 1 and the condition here is j less than or equal to k. This k value it will take from this above outer loop, and if it is true, it will print a k here, and for the next line we are just like printing the system.out.println for the new line purpose, because here we are using print. If you use println, it will come to the new line here itself. This is the pattern, like this is the pattern printing. See, first line it have 1 1, second line it have 2s, 3s, 4. If you print to 1 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5, then instead of k, if you use j here, it will print that 1 1 2 1 2 3 pattern, this pyramid pattern. If you want to like print stars also, we can print stars inside here. This is like mainly these double for loops, I mean nested for loops are used for the printing of patterns mainly. Next one is label for loop. See here, this AA and this BB are the labels for this particular for loop. As we discussed in the theory, for the breaking of like a particular loop, we will use this nested, I mean a label for loops to identify the loop easily. If you print this one, here we have used like a break when this condition meets. If I equal to 2 and j equal to 2, then we have used this break statement. So this inner loop will be break and it will go to this outer loop. Now if you observe, for 2 and 1 combination only, for every combination, like for I equal to 1 and j is printed 1 2 3. But for 2 alone, only 2 comma 1 combination is printed because of this break statement. If you remove this break statement and see here remaining 2 combinations for 2 also printed here for I equal to 2 value. That is the nested for loop and the break statement usage. Next one is this infinite loop. As we discussed, like a double semicolon will make the loop infinite. Here the loop here is continuously running. In like if you run with like command prompt, their control C will work for terminating the program. Here in the STS we have this stop loop button. Just if you click on this, the loop is stopped. Next one is the while loop. Here see, like this is like a condition I less than 10 is the condition, this I plus plus is the increment, and this is the code what we need to execute. See, If suppose if I declared int I inside this and if I comment out this, see here it is not possible because like for loop here we cannot declare the variable directly in the condition itself. I mean inside the while loop itself. Before using the variable in the while loop we need to declare that one. That is the difference here. And next one is a do while loop. See here, first it will execute the code inside this do and then it will come for the condition checking. See here I have given while I less than 1, it is true. Because now like I equal to 0, here in the do I incremented I to 1. 1 less than 1 is the false. That's why it again not entered into the loop. If suppose if I given I less than or equal to 1, then see it will again go into the loop 2 times is printed. That is the do while loop. And now we'll see the break statement usage in the for loop. Suppose here if I equal to 7, break. Now we'll see after like 6 there is no values printed here because if I equal to 7 we terminated, I mean like we break that loop, that's why it is not printed. If suppose if I give continue here, now see what's the difference between break and continue here. See in the values you cannot see the value of 7 because as per like a continue rule, if you use the continue at the particular place, this code what is after present in the continue it will eliminate and it will again go into the loop directly. That's why here for I equal to 7 condition the I value is not printed here. And now for the single line comments, see all these are single line comments what we are using. If you want to do multi-line comments, slash star, and if we close with the again star slash, then it will become as comment. This is the way to do multi-line comments. For the documentation comments, slash double star we will use. That is the difference between document. If you use that like documentation comments, it will automatically see the color is changed into blue. By seeing this itself, we can say like this is the documentation comment and this is the normal comment, single line or double line comments. That's all guys for today's session. If you have any doubts in this, please comment it in the comment section and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.